Shaanxi, China, prolonged and intense rainfall swept across large parts of the province, forcing rivers beyond their channels and sending fast-moving floodwaters into cities, towns, and rural valleys. Streets turned into waterways, drainage systems failed under pressure, and daily life was abruptly disrupted across multiple regions. From densely built urban districts to low-lying villages, the flooding spread quickly and unevenly. Water surged through residential neighborhoods, pooled in underpasses, and spilled into courtyards and ground-floor homes, leaving behind thick layers of mud, debris, and damaged belongings. Major roads and local access routes were among the first casualties. Sections of highways were submerged, secondary roads collapsed under erosion, and traffic was brought to a standstill as floodwater and sediment rendered key transport links unusable. Bridges and culverts faced extreme stress as debris-laden water accumulated against their structures. Authorities imposed temporary closures and inspections to prevent further damage, while repair crews worked to stabilize weakened foundations and clear blockages. Urban infrastructure suffered widespread strain. Power distribution points and communication lines located near ground level were affected by rising water, leading to intermittent service disruptions that complicated coordination and slowed emergency response efforts. Commercial areas experienced heavy material losses as water rushed into shops, warehouses, and small businesses. Merchandise was soaked or swept away, equipment was damaged, and storefronts were left coated in silt, forcing owners to halt operations and begin extensive cleanup. In some districts, floodwaters carried away high-value goods from street-level businesses, drawing attention to the sheer force of the current. Scenes of residents searching through muddy streets for recoverable items highlighted the scale of economic disruption and personal loss. Homes across affected areas sustained varying degrees of damage. Floors warped, walls absorbed moisture, and furniture and appliances were rendered unusable, leaving many families facing prolonged repair and sanitation challenges before spaces could be safely reoccupied. Sediment deposits inside living spaces raised concerns about hygiene and long-term habitability. Cleanup efforts required coordinated removal of contaminated mud, careful disinfection, and ventilation to reduce health risks linked to damp conditions. Agricultural zones were not spared. Floodwaters submerged cropland in river plains and valleys, flattening crops and washing away topsoil. Irrigation channels and embankments were damaged. complicating future water management for farmers. Livestock facilities faced contamination of feed and shelter areas, forcing temporary relocations and additional logistical burdens. Disrupted access roads further delayed recovery efforts and the movement of supplies to rural communities. Rivers and tributaries across the province recorded sharp increases in flow, placing sustained pressure on flood control systems. Reservoir operators and water management authorities adjusted controls to balance upstream runoff and downstream safety. In narrow valleys and built-up river corridors, rapid runoff led to flash flooding that overwhelmed local defenses. Drainage networks designed for moderate rainfall proved insufficient under concentrated volumes of water. Municipal crews and emergency teams were deployed to remove debris, pump standing water, and restore basic mobility. Heavy machinery cleared silt from roads, while teams worked block by block to reopen critical corridors. Relief operations focused on stabilizing living conditions for displaced residents and supporting immediate needs. Temporary shelter arrangements, basic household supplies, and community assistance programs were organized alongside cleanup efforts. Government agencies allocated relief materials to support recovery, complementing local initiatives aimed at restoring essential services. The emphasis remained on practical assistance and rapid restoration rather than long-term reconstruction. Economic activity slowed noticeably as markets, workshops, and service providers struggled to resume operations. Small businesses faced cash flow interruptions while assessing damage and awaiting repairs, underscoring vulnerabilities in street-level commerce. Waste management systems were pushed to their limits by the volume of flood-related debris. Municipal services coordinated large-scale removal of damaged goods, construction materials, and organic waste to prevent secondary sanitation issues. Environmental impacts became visible as silt accumulated across urban and rural landscapes. Eroded riverbanks and displaced sediments altered drainage patterns, requiring careful remediation to prevent future flooding risks. As waters gradually receded, attention shifted to structural assessments. Engineers inspected buildings, bridges, and embankments to identify hidden damage and determine where reinforcement or rebuilding would be required. Officials signaled plans to review drainage capacity, embankment strength, and early warning communication following the floods. The events exposed weaknesses in urban resilience and highlighted the need for upgraded infrastructure. communities played an active role in recovery, organizing neighborhood cleanups and supporting vulnerable residents. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note, some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.